Hey guys, Tisha here, and we are back for my first ever review of Married to Medicine. This is season 10. I'm going to start off by letting you all know that I have not watched this show in years. I've seen some clips here and there, some things, maybe watch like maybe a 10-minute video here and a 10-minute video there, but I haven't actually sat down and watched it in forever. So bear with me as I do this review. I want to know in the comment section who actually believes that Phaedra is dating a cardiologist. Like, who believes this? Please let me know. I would say that this, to me, is what you call a decent premiere. And I can already tell that Heavenly is going to continue to be a mess. That it's only a matter of time before she starts going in on her castmates, which a matter of time ended up being by the end of the episode. Tisha, or Sweetie as they call her, is pursuing a man that she saw on TV who is significantly older, who has allegedly and admittedly at times assaulted his ex. This is concerning to me. Bravo then allowing that same man to come back on our screen is also concerning to me. I also don't like Phaedra being on our screen, even though I do feel like she makes good TV. The fact that this woman was allowed to go to the depths that she did on her previous cast that she was on a different series, to the extent that she was, where it was really defaming people, and she's now allowed back on the Bravo platform, that is also interesting to me. So I'm going to try very hard to be fair in my commentary of Phaedra. So we're supposed to believe that Phaedra is being introduced to the cast because she is dating a cardiologist who happens to be Nigerian, who our first exposure to this gentleman is a picture of her and him where there is a big emoji on the front of his face. Come on, Bravo, you got to make it make sense. Because for you to have this big lead up to the fact that Phaedra's going to be here, we're expecting for Phaedra to deliver in multiple ways. And one of those ways is by letting us get in her business. We can't get in her business if there's emoji over the man that she's dating face. I want to know who Phaedra really is, because we've always been presented to this Phaedra that's this Southern belle, you know, the one who lied about how long she was pregnant so that her mom and them didn't know that she conceived before marriage, you know, that one, to this now what I would consider a Southern vixen, because everything is tight. And I'm just not accustomed to it. Like, she showed us some cheeks before here and there, but now it's like the older she gets, the blonder she gets. Now, I'm not going to lie. Phaedra looks good. Her body is bodying, and she has always been pretty to me. I don't feel like she needs all of the stuff that she does. But seriously, who is she? One thing that Married to Medicine has always been great at doing is casting people who actually are married to medicine. So the fact that they now have put this woman on here who is not really married to and or dating medicine, that's interesting to me, and I want to see how it's all going to play out. So we see Jackie and Heavenly. They go to Phaedra's store. They both let us know that they've known Phaedra for a while. They've seen her in different circles, and they're there to support and purchase some things. Jackie is told by us to be one of Heavenly's closest friends, but they're not like Toya. They don't munch on carpets. This is part of me saying that it was only a matter of time before Heavenly was going to say something. Anyways, I wonder how Simone feels, and I haven't watched this for a while, so let me know in the comments. But if I remember correctly, Simone and Jackie are not as close as they used to be. And I wonder how Simone feels now seeing the dynamic of Heavenly and Jackie's relationship. We hear that the physician is Nigerian and that she's been dating him for over a year. As I said, it doesn't really matter to me though, because we're not going to see him, at least not yet. They asked Phaedra, well, Heavenly asked Phaedra if she dated Dr. G, because at one time she was told that she dated him, and she's like, well, what do you consider dating? And she says no. I don't know why she said no, because I could have sworn that we've already heard that she did. Heavenly says that even though Phaedra is saying no, she didn't trust she didn't date Dr. G. Good God, get your words together, girl. And that Quad and her were cordial, and she met Quad through Dr. G, and how it's just, you know, a friend thing, and their ace boon coon or whatever else she told us, that you got to keep your eye on her because you never know with her, because she's good at lying. And Dr. Jackie kind of alludes to something similar, because she said like she's slicker than an oil spill or something along that lines. So they very much so have their eye on Phaedra. We then go to Simone's, and she's hosting a get-together with a dinner that she did not cook, with Toya Eugene, Tisha, which is also known as Sweet Tea, that's Dr. G's fiance, and Dr. G. We hear about how they're empty nesters and how they're doing great, and that even though last season, I guess they were talking about a book idea, that they decided after some advice from Omarosa that they shouldn't do it because they risk bringing up too much painful things from the past that they didn't need to talk about, or like take the bandage off, leave the bandage up there. Dr. G arrives, and he actually looks really good. I'm going to be honest here. He looks lighter. I don't know what it is about the beard. I don't know if it's because it's white or whatever, but the beard is doing what the beard is supposed to do for him. I've never found that man to be attractive, but he did look somewhat appealing. So this fiance is a good look for him. We see a lot of PDA. And we hear from Cecil that he's leveled up. I don't know how he's leveled up, because what does she do? We don't know yet what she does, but Cecil is very much so a fan of Tisha. We find out that they started talking because, like all the other ladies, once he got divorced, she was up in his DMs. She said that she got his attention by telling him she could give him what he wants, which was a family. So she put a baby amongst other things in the message. We find out that Tisha is 31. Listen here, I would just love for there to be a Tisha, because I'm Tisha too, on television that I like. So I'm hoping that I like her, but I'm not sure if I'm going to yet, because there's something about her that isn't gelling with me yet. And it's not because I like Quad, because if you asked me to keep Quad or Mariah, I would have said they should have kept Mariah. As I said earlier, he does seem happier and lighter. Heavenly then takes Alora prom dress shopping. We find out she's a senior and she's 16. We see her try on a whole bunch of different dresses. It's a cute scene. She doesn't want things to be too revealing, too tight, too short. She has her pick. They find something that she likes, and I'm sitting here watching them like, man, I used to think that Alora was just this bratty, like too grown of a child, until I had my own teenager. And I realized that she was just outspoken, and Heavenly and her had their own dynamic. Heavenly talks about how she wants Alora to stay locally for college like how her sons did, but Alora wants to go away, and that one of the good things is because of the work that they've done, they're able to allow that to happen for her with or without scholarship. We then see this hoedown that is at Dr. G's home to celebrate their engagement. Jackie calls Heavenly, seeing if she's ready or if she's left out yet, and she talks about how it's going to be weird to be at Dr. G's house because this was also Quad's old home. When I heard Jackie say that, I was like, okay, if Jackie's saying this, all these other ladies are about to be messy, because Jackie, I thought, was the more demure one, the one who wouldn't do the messy things like this. But as I said, I haven't watched in a while. Heavenly said that she's been to the home since Tisha has moved in there, and that the decor isn't as nice as it used to be, that Quad decorated on a grander scale, and that Tisha is more of a Target kind of girl. It's nothing wrong with Target. Let's put that out there. Everyone has their own style, so if she likes to decorate different than Quad, that's to be expected. I also expect that Quad probably had an interior decorator to help her. So we get to Tisha, who is talking to Greg and saying how she wants to make sure that she meshes well with his friends, that she wants to make sure she gets along well with the ladies because he is very close to their husbands. Jackie then arrives, and immediately she starts comparing what the house looked like before versus what it looks like now. And I was like, oh God, Jackie, you've been hanging out with Heavenly too long. This is messy. We hear later on about how the food wasn't good from Heavenly and how Quad could cook, and we see Eugene and he looks a lot smaller, and he's telling the guys that he lost a lot of weight because the shots that Jackie has given them and how they've increased his stamina and his energy, and he's allowed to do more things with the boys, and he does look a lot better. You can even see it in his face. Give me them shots, Jackie. Can I get a prescription, please? If that's all it takes, shoot me up. Heavenly arrives. Her and Toya embrace. They seem to be okay. On the way there, Toya had mentioned that since they complained about some of the things that Heavenly said online, that Heavenly hasn't done it again, but also y'all weren't filming. So Heavenly is going to show herself again and be online because that's what Heavenly does. And I do think she shouldn't. I kind of like Heavenly at times, but if you're friends with these people, you can't go online and talk about them. That's not what friends do. Talk about yourself. Talk about things that maybe were cut out, but don't talk negatively about them and their relationships. Heavenly then asks Tisha, what do you like about being engaged? And Tisha says the access to the money. And I said, oh Lord, here we go. What is up with Dr. G and the money grabbers? Because why do you keep talking to these women who feel the need to want to be in your money? Because we're not going to sit here and lie. I never thought that Quad loved Dr. Greg as much as he loved her. I feel like it was very much so a transactional relationship. And to me, Heavenly kind of confirmed it, because Heavenly said that this girl, Tisha, Sweet Tea, is a copper digger and Quad was a gold digger. As she says the whole thing about she's glad that she now has access to the money, the energy in the room shifts. Toya then starts talking about Quad and saying, you know, I'm not trying to disrespect your home. And, you know, I just wanted to know, are you guys still cool with Quad? Because I haven't heard from her. Toya then asks Phaedra if she's representing Quad based on her DUI case. I said, Lord, these ladies are going to be digging at each other. I didn't even know that Quad had a DUI. I'm lost. When did Quad get a DUI? Phaedra does the politically correct thing and says she can't deny or confirm it. We then have Tisha, and she's thanking Simone for the doctor referral. It's such a weird period. Like, what did they cut out that you just randomly saying, thank you, Simone, for giving me the referral to this doctor that I needed because I was having problems with fibroids? It didn't seem like something was lining up in that scene. And as she's saying thank you to her, to referring her to another doctor, Heavenly, being the messy hoe that she is, says, why didn't you refer her to Jackie? She is so messy, and she's always going to cause an issue. But that's why Heavenly remains on this show. I don't know why Heavenly would say this, because this could have created an even bigger conflict between Jackie and Simone. But Jackie doesn't need any more patience. And Simone very much said, like, I gave her to a specialist. We all can remove fibroids, but I directed her to someone who specializes in fibroids that may serve her better, which is what any good doctor would do. It's not always about the money. Sometimes, well, not sometimes, it should always be, especially in healthcare, about the well-being of your patient. Simone and Jackie have never been the same. So the fact that Heavenly would do this makes me feel like, okay, Heavenly, you're being messy. Quad isn't even okay with this lady being on the show. So let's say that she was asked if Jackie is cool with Quad. I don't know what their relationship status is now, but she wouldn't want to work with her because it would be a conflict of interest. Simone and Heavenly start going back because Simone gets loud. And I remember very quickly, one of the things that irritates me about Simone is how Simone talks when she gets upset, because it's so loud and it's so annoying. And to me, it's like somebody's taking their nails and going across a chalkboard. I was irritated by the fact that they did all of this in her home, that they were comparing and talking about Quad so much in this home. Even though it used to be Quad's home, it is now Tisha's home and Greg's home, and it was very disrespectful. And it just further makes me know that me personally, if I were in that situation, I would probably want to move somewhere else, because they have money that they can do that. At least he does. Or I would want to gut the home and make it look like something completely different, because they were showing the side by sides and there were some differences, but it wasn't anything where I could be like, oh, this definitely looks like a different home. That wasn't, what I gathered from it. They're arguing back and forth. And Sweet Tea's sister yells and is like, y'all gonna stop doing that in this house, be respectful for her house. And I'm just like, I wish these ladies knew how to act at events. It's the next day. We see Greg and his fiance in the car, and they're heading down to get a license. They're talking about the party, and she seems very upset and very bothered, as she should be, because why did you keep talking about Quad? She said that it's a new day, it's a new sheriff in town, and she needs them to stop talking about Quad. He said that the guys are really excited because they saw a lot of red flags in his previous relationship that they do not see in this one. And they're looking forward to seeing him be happy. He said he's seen no flags. And then Bravo, being the messy people that they are, then fast forwards to 2 weeks ahead of time, where there's going to be all types of issues and flags. And it looks like it's about to be crap based on the previews. You all, let me know your thoughts down below. I am on the road to 400 subscribers. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like, and until next time. Okay, let me tell y'all something if you're really new here. Me and this, we struggle. So you might see me do this and this and this and this a couple of times. Until next time. See, I did it again.